All right, we're here with John Stammreich with L3 Harris. John, you just got done hearing Gerard Ibarra talk about good decisions, better outcomes. What were some of your takeaways from today's speaking engagement?
Well, I think it was very important as both an engineer and a veteran that there are a lot of things that Dr. Ibarra talked about that we need to make sure we're really thinking about. For example, the difference between wants and needs. And I think that it's very subjective as well. And he pointed that out that it's one person's want may just be someone else's need. But as well as really doing that value-based analysis of when something is a true need versus more of when it's a want. And there are some cases where something could be viewed as a want, but depending on what you do for a living. For example, if you are a real estate agent, the kind of car you drive, for some people that may be a want, but if you're showing homes, you're doing certain stuff, there's a lot of real estate agents over here today, it may be a need because that may make the difference between whether you're getting the sale or not getting the sale. If you're showing them in a nice car, it's one thing. If you don't have a nice car to show clients around, you may be missing out on some sales. So he really made a good case for that.
Okay, and L3 Harris, talk to me a little bit about your company and what you guys do.
Okay, I work for L3 Harris, Advanced Systems and Technologies Division in Plano.
Okay.
There's actually two L3 Harrises in Plano, but my division is located close to the kind of the eastern side, and we are a missile technology group there. I am started out as an engineer, but now I work in supply chain as well. So I'm an engineer with an MBA, working on my doctorate in supply chain management now, but I run the strategic programs group as far as major subcontracts and supply chain management strategy.
So you could say the critical thinking part that he was talking about, you may have that down a little bit.
Well, I've had a lot of good mentors. I'll say,
Yeah.
I include my own father, who was an Apollo engineer. He was one of the original Apollo engineers in charge of the descent module.
Oh, wow.
And yes, a lot of critical thinking. You have to really be thinking about what you're doing. Prior to working on missiles and everything else, did work on spacecraft and different things, and you really have to think about what you're building. And it's interesting now because I think for the first time in the last couple of years now I'm actually working on technology where it's okay for the rocket to explode because that's what missiles do.
Yeah.
Prior to that, though, we had to be very careful about different things. So, like I said, critical thinking really becomes a big factor of stuff. And as you're building different systems and things like that, you also have to look at what is a want, what is a need, and you end up realizing that you do have certain things that are needs depending on what you're trying to have as your the mission of your system.
Yeah. Man, that's a big pick. That's a lot of things to look at right now when you're talking to me about this. What inspired you to come to today's event?
Well, I've been getting out a little bit more in the veteran community here in Frisco, and a lot of them have really nice things to say. I was introduced by a mutual friend to Lisa Kay, and about 6 months ago or so, and so it took about 2 months for me to get it on my monthly calendar to be able to come to the dinner, to the lunch, and I have not regretted since coming. I think I've made the last 4 in a row,
really?
All 4 of them have been well worth taking my lunch hour and a half, you might say, to be part of it. So it's been a real pleasure, and each month I've learned from the different guest speakers. It's a good variety of speakers as well. It's never the same kind of speaker each month. So if someone comes one month and says, "Well, that was really my topic," I recommend they come next month because it'll be a whole different set of stuff, and there's always new guests, new people here. So
That's awesome.
It's always been an opportunity to meet some great new people here in the Frisco community.
Well, the Fellowship Power Lunch is really lucky to have you as a member, coming out here to support it. So, veteran community, I think you're right what you said about they have a really good thing with the veteran community. So, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us today and introducing yourself. And I thought you looked familiar. I was like, I've seen this guy maybe at 1 or 2 events before, but I wasn't quite sure.
No worries,
So
no worries.
it's a pleasure.
Hey, my pleasure. Always glad to help out Lisa Kay and the veteran community here.